Welcome back all you fused glass lovers. It's Deborah Baker here again in the Costa Blanca in Spain with a video I'm quite excited about. Produced some good results and I've really enjoyed doing this video, really enjoyed making these pieces. Well, I enjoy making all my pieces, to be honest. Just love the colours that you can get in Dichroic jewellery, and I enjoy making them and selling them so other people can wear them. It's so nice when other people buy my jewellery, because anyone that does crafts knows how nice it is when somebody else buys your piece, that the fact that they like it as well gives you great pleasure. You know from making handmade stuff that you never get back the amount of time that you put into making the piece. You have to do it for the love of it, for the passion, and it pays for itself when somebody else buys it and they enjoy it as much as you do and they like it, they wear it. And that's the reason that I do it, and that's the reason I do my videos as well, because I love to share my passion with you and other like-minded people, and I love to show basically the pieces that I've made. So without further ado, here we go. So this is following on from my previous video where I used etching stickers and showed a different way to etch without using etching cream. This time we're going to use the stickers again, and we're going to use a different method, and we're going to add mica powders onto the stickers using Flexiglass, and as an alternative using glass tack glue. Then we're also going to try a different method using enamel and the medium that you get with the enamels, so to give us a few different ideas and options. So I've cut a white circle of bullseye, and on this project I'm going to use this glitter copper mica powder. So pick your glass, pick whatever sticker you want to use and put it on in the normal way. Now for this project you will need to use the framework of a sticker. You can't use the little bits that come in the middle because it won't work. You'll see why later. So I've taken like this framework of the sticker because it's in one piece. So apply the sticker and burnish it as in the normal way. So as I say, I'm using Flexiglass for this first one. If you've got Flexiglass glue, you can use that obviously. If not, skip to well, you'll see the method here of how I'm doing it, and if you skip to the next one, you'll see how I've done it using glue. But if you have another medium, you might have another medium there, try that as well. Flexiglass is just a medium, although it is slightly different. When I originally bought it, I did think it was flexible glass, and I thought, oh, I can paint over the top of my pieces, put a thin layer of glass on. I took it literally that it was Flexiglass. It's not, it's just a medium with a bit of difference. And I'm going to have some other videos coming up on Flexiglass in the future because it's given me a lot of ideas of how to use it in your jewellery. So watch out for those videos too. So that's just a thin layer of Flexiglass painted all over the piece. And now I'm going to take my mica powder and sprinkle a thin layer over the whole piece. And I'm using just an ordinary sifter for this. And just gonna, you can't see from this camera angle, but I'm just putting a thin layer over the top of the piece. Now I will tell you, looking back at this video, I've put it on too thickly. So try and get it evenly over the piece with just a thin layer. This is too thick, and you'll see why later in the video. But this is how we learn things. Seeing things go wrong actually sometimes teaches us more than watching them be done supposedly correctly the first time. So I'm patting the powder down here, but it's actually not necessary to do it, so it's optional. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. I don't know if there's any advantage to be gained from doing it. It's just the way that I did it. Then when that's done, pick it up, bang off all the excess, because you don't need a lot on there. Until you've just got a level amount, you'll see that the excess will come off and it will be pretty level by the time you've finished tapping it. And now is the time to take the sticker off. Now this can be a little bit fiddly, and I think the best way to do it is to stick the base down with a bit of sellotape underneath to your surface so that this doesn't move, which I do in one of my later pendants, but I didn't think of that at the time. And this is why you can't use lots of little pieces like the inside of a sticker, because you would have to take each one off individually and you would damage all of the mica that's on there. This way you're only damaging a little bit around the edge, which you can soon rectify. Now you'll see that that's come off lovely. However, because there was too much mica on there, a few little bits have fallen down onto the pendant, which I'm just going to take off. So I'm just repairing the bottom of the pendant at the moment where I damaged it slightly. I'm just putting a little bit of mica back on off the actual sticker. And if some of the mica has fallen into the gaps when you took the sticker off, you can just get a little very fine brush or something just to take them off. It's quite clumpy, mica is, so you can generally get it off quite easily. So the next stage is to cook the Flexiglass, which the instructions are on the bottle, but it's just, you put it in a preheated kiln at 200 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes, and that's 93 degrees centigrade, which is what I've done here. And now I'm just cleaning up, taking off the excess mica that hasn't stuck to the Flexiglass to make it nice and crisp and clear. So now it's just a question of capping that and doing a full fuse. And you can do any final adjustments at this stage as well. So the previous piece was just mica on top of a white background. This time we're going to put it on a clear background, clear top, so we can put a different colour background underneath. And I'm using the same sticker because it's still got a lot of it sticky on it, and I thought, well, why not? Let's give it a try, see if it works. So I'm just putting that on there now, and it's got a bit of the copper mica on, which I'm going to get off. But I'm not too worried about the mica that's on top of the actual sticker. Obviously that's just going to come off when I pull it off again. I just want to make sure there's none in the little gaps. Obviously if you're using a new sticker, you don't have to worry about this. So I've spent a little bit of time just tidying the edges up on this for the purpose of this video, just so you know it looks nice. Obviously you don't have to if you don't want to, because it's wasn't in too bad a condition anyway, but I just wanted to make some of the edges a bit crisper. And I've done this just using a cocktail stick. So just gently went round, took off any of the rough edges of the mica where it's caught on the edge. So I've painted that with Flexiglass like I did with the previous one. And now I'm going to sift some silver mica onto this clear piece. And now I'm going to remove the sticker as I did previously. And I think the easiest way to do this is to get up one edge with something sharp like this picker thing, hold it up if you can, and then get your tweezers to take off the sticker. It's just getting that first little bit that's important. Little bit of copper left behind. Looks quite nice actually. I quite like it with a bit of edge of copper, but you can always we can always get rid of that once it's actually been cooked, because that will just scrape off. So it's been cooked, same as the previous one, same schedule. So you can brush off the excess mica. Let me show you it on black. It's going to look nice. So again, now it's just a question of picking the background colour. So whilst we're looking at these colours, I'll just say you could choose now to fire this with the mica side up or the mica side down. I prefer to fire it down because then you've got a nice clear cap on top, but you can fire it with the mica up. All the loose mica will come off, but the mica that does actually melt into the glass will stay on top of the pendant. Well, definitely that colour goes gorgeous underneath, so I'm definitely going to go with that. So as I'm firing these two together, I'm just going to make the cap for the one that we did first, and the other one I'm just putting upside down on top of that beautiful background that we just picked. So the first one's got a 3mm top, clear top going on a 2mm base, that's fine. And the second one has the mica is already on a 3mm clear top and the base is 2mm. So that'll be fine as well. And I'll show you all the finished pendants at the end. So I'm doing another one here with a butterfly, which I'll go through quite quickly because it's the same process. Then after this one, I'm going to do one using glue with the mica, for those of you that don't have any Flexiglass. And then for the final one, I'm going to use the Fuse Master Enamels with the Fuse Master Medium. and show you how that one comes out. So stay tuned. So clean the glass thoroughly, apply the sticker, burnish it, decide on what shape you want it, or you could decide on your shape first, of course, and cut it as necessary. Apply the Flexiglass or glue if you want, as you'll see in the next pendant. Sift on the mica thinly. Shake off the excess. And you'll see that's a lot thinner than what I did it previously, and that is better to have a thin layer like that. Carefully remove the sticker. Clean up any bits of powder that have dropped off the sticker. Cook it in the kiln as described previously if it's Flexiglass. If it's glue, just leave it to dry. Make the cap for your glass. And then full fuse as per the schedule in the description. So for this one, I'm using this sticker, which is going to leave a nice pattern in the middle and some dots around the edge that I took from the centre of these stickers. And I'm using a crinkle silver base, which will fire a darker silver. And I'll be using glass tack glue for this instead of the Flexiglass. So same procedure, I'm sticking the sticker onto my glass, and I'll speed up all of this because you've seen it before. Just apply a thin layer of glue with a brush. And sift on your mica. Now I just want to show you again, this is too thick. I did it too thick. Refer to the butterfly. The thinner the mica on there, the better the result. But this will give you an idea. If it's that thick, you've put too much on. So wipe it off and start again. Tap off all the excess so that all that's on there is what actually sticks to the base, and you'll find that should be a nice thin layer. And as it's glue, just leave it to dry. It doesn't have to be totally dry, but just leave it to dry for a little while so that you can get the sticker off without it flicking everywhere. Then remove the sticker. So you can see all the excess mica flying off here because I put too much on. But at least you know what to do when you do it, which is the main thing. So I'm just tidying this up now and removing the clumps of mica that I've got on here. So I've tidied that up a bit, it's not looking too bad, and I've got my glass cap to put on top, 2mm bottom, 3mm top, that'll be fine. And I'm just going to leave that to dry for a while. So I have my circle, so I've put the sticker on, and you're going to need a spatula or something to spread the enamel over. And these are the enamels that I've got. I've got a copper and I've got a gold, but I'm going to use copper for this project. And I'm mixing it here with the Fuse Master Medium. These are the pots that I use to mix my enamel in, and other things that I need to keep in a small quantity. They have a little plastic top lid on them to keep things in place. And they're also useful for storing little bits of glass, beads, all sorts of things like that. And they're available on my website. I've put the link in the description. The nice thing about them is that the inside's not, it's straight. That inside piece is straight, so you know the liquid or paste or whatever is not going to get caught into any grooves. So dead handy to have. And they're very pretty too. What I'm doing here is securing the piece to something solid underneath, which will help with the process. So I'm just taking a bit of tape, which I'm going to fold over on itself to make it sticky all over, and secure the piece to that. It will be easier then when you're applying the enamel. And you can use this method with the previous projects as well if it makes it easier. So when you mix in the enamel, just only add a few drops to start off with. You don't need much medium because it only takes a little bit. You can always add more medium afterwards, but don't make it too thin, otherwise you're going to end up using too much enamel. You only need a tiny bit for this. And you will see that the medium does separate very quickly from the powder, and you'll always have like a thinner layer on top. But just keep mixing and get the harder enamel from around the edges of the pot until you've reached this sort of consistency. To be honest, as long as it's not too runny, it'll be fine. So spread the enamel over the sticker on the pendant. You can do it a few times till you get it right. Doesn't matter, it's fine, the sticker's stuck on there, it's not going to come off. And what you want to achieve is a layer of enamel whereby you have dragged the spatula over the top and started to reveal the gold, of the sticker. So you can just see the top of the sticker, and then you know that the thickness of the enamel is not too thick and not too thin. Then leave it to dry naturally, or you can use a hairdryer. It doesn't have to be totally dry, just so it's still a little bit pliable, and then pull off your sticker as it's stuck down on the base. That should be fairly easy to do, and it actually works very nicely with the enamel. The sticker comes off crisp and clear, probably better than it had done with the mica. Then carefully lift it off its sticky base, and that is ready to go into the kiln after I've added another base to it to get near to the 6mm. Don't forget, you can't cap enamel. Well, you can, but it loses its metallic finish if you do. So the firing schedule for this I'm going to put in the description box, but obviously it's different to a full fuse. And this is a close-up of it. Well, they've come out of the kiln, and few minor problems, one failure and a success. Well, a couple of successes. Now this one, it looks like I didn't cut the covering cap big enough. I don't really know what's happened. The mica's come out of the sides, that's fine, we can take that off. But it has created a little bit of a silver edging round the edge of the clear glass, which is not too bad actually. It's something a little bit different, and you can see a rim of Dichroic underneath as well, which is frames it quite nicely. However, I'm not too keen on the silver that's around the edge. It's a bit dull and that, so I'm actually going to grind that off and grind a bevel on there and fire polish it just to get rid of that and to tidy it up a bit. But the stencil has done its job and created a nice pattern out of the silver. So I've grinded that, and I've had, or ground that, however you say it, and I've had to take off the edge of the Dichroic on the bottom as well because it was just catching. So it's created like a little black frame. So I'm going to pop that into on a full fuse, and we'll see what comes out like. So this is a silver one after it's been full fused. You can see the black edge, which is where I ground off the Dichroic on the base piece, created the bevel, full fused it, and it's created a nice piece. That silver looks really nice hovering over the colourful base. So that's one that was done with the Flexiglass. Now the next one, remember how I said at the beginning of the video that I'd put the mica on too thickly? This is what's happened, it's lost its pattern. Isn't that a shame? Because only the mica, what happens with the Flexiglass is that it actually burns off because it's just a medium, and only the mica that's actually stuck to the glass will stay in place. So the pattern will be there underneath, but all the excess mica has gone loose and basically covered over the pattern. So when you do it, just make sure that you do the mica very thinly when you sift it on. This is the one with the glue, and the base was a crinkle silver, which has come as a darker crinkle with the pattern. And rather strangely, it's domed. The glass is domed, and there is a big void between the top and where the mica is. Very strange, whether it's given off some gases from the glue burning off that's created that or not, I don't know. Very strange. And then this is the butterfly, which has come out beautifully as well. We've got a slight bit there where the mica has prevented the top fusing to the bottom. It's actually made it curl up slightly. So I'm going to go ahead and do what I thought at the beginning, and I'm going to grind that into a nice oval shape, just to encompass the butterfly. I think that will look nice. Then I'll fire polish it. And as if by magic, here we have the final shaped and fused piece. And that is so lovely. I really like that pendant. It really shows off the butterfly. And this is the metallic enamel one, and it's looking very metallic-y. I'm pleased with the finish on that. Very crisp and clear, the lines, the patterns well identified. So that would look nice with any metallic enamel on top. So they're all going to have bails put on them in the normal manner. And you can see in my video number 11 how I choose my bails and how I stick them on. So please subscribe, turn on notifications, like the video. Thank you for watching. See you again in my next video. Bye for now.